What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to another Resplendent review. This time I'm going to be taking a look at Gordin and I'll be going over the builds that you can run on him in the modern times, and at the end I'll have a special segment for him, of course. So Gordin is a Gen 1 colorless bow archer and he has got renowned bow as his preferred weapon. Now honestly this weapon is not that bad because it is basically a preferred weapon that has got the brave effect in the player phase, and then the refined part of this weapon pretty much just has attack defense rain built into it. So not only he can get the debuffs in the combat against the foes for himself, but also for the allies. So you can easily run him with like save tanks and then just have them cover up Gordin, and he can inflict the debuffs on the foes. So he can be used in a budget way as well because of this kind of attack defense rain. And he also has decent player phase, but honestly he's not going to be standing out too much because we have got so many modern fast archers which can absolutely destroy tanks. And there are also many premium archers who are slow like Ninja Legion who are going to be giving him tough competition. And even after the resplendent stats, he's not going to be having very high attack for a brave weapon. And most people who are going to be building him up already like him as a character, and that's why they're going to be investing into him with like max merges and max dragon flowers. So if you want to make him more as a supportive unit, then you can try and make use of his HP and run something like Sudden Panic, and you can just run double distant guard so that you can run him with safe tanks and basically give extra stats to your far safe tank, which is going to be needing against many of the ranged threats which are going to be really annoying. And then with the rain effect of his weapon, he can basically give that attack debuff and defense debuff to your safe tank essentially by being in that place and by being covered by that safe tank. He can also be used more offensively if you want to, and you can just run Sturdy Impact on him and also run Attack Defense Menace. So all of these skills are going to be available in the Divine Codes and you can definitely try and get them. So Attack IV is going to be the best IV for him if you're going to be using him in the combat. And because this is more of a player phase centric weapon as it is, having Sturdy Impact is definitely not that bad in the case that he fails to kill someone. So the impact effect is going to be helping with the follow-up negation. And if you're going to be using a Floret on him, then I would definitely recommend having defense so that he can really double down on his strength and be very bulky physical archer. And Sturdy Impact, Lull Attack Defense are going to be helping you. He does get the rain effect, so just again doubling down on his strength and having even more debuffs in the combat with the lull attack defense is going to be pretty good. And there are not too many options for, range infantry units which are very slow. So null follow-up or anything like that is not really going to be doing too much for you, and that's why lull attack defense is pretty much going to be the slot B that a lot of people are going to be running. And because this is more of a player phase build, the menace skill is going to be helpful. You can also run attack defense ideal with time pulse so that you can trigger moonbow on your brave hit, or any kind of 2 cooldown special like ruptured sky for example. Whenever attack defense tempo comes out, that is going to be the ideal skill to be run with a build like this, so that guard effects can not only stop the special that he can trigger on his brave hit. You can also run him with attack defense unity in the case that he gets debuffed, and you can definitely run attack defense menace or even attack defense oath for whenever it comes out, because it is going to be having good synergy with this slot A, and you can definitely use Deadeye on him. Now I don't really think that he's the best user of Deadeye because simply he doesn't have very high attack. But I guess if you want to pierce through the damage reduction, then this could be an option. And speaking of piercing through damage reduction, Special Spiral 4 is definitely going to be a pretty good option here to get the true damage and also to pretty much pierce through the damage reduction by using a special like Bonfire. So whenever attack defense finish 4 and attack defense oath comes out, this is going to be the max investment build that you can run on him. And it is not out as of making this video, but still I wanted to include this just to, give you an idea of the, ultimate endgame build that you can have on Gordin. So he can get the extra true damage out of the finish kill and also the special spiral, and this build also provides him with the healing and making use of his high defense with the bonfire damage. So once Special Spiral is set up, Bonfire is going to be a 1 cooldown special, so you can trigger that on your brave hit and do a ton of damage with a build like this, and also recover some HP. You can also finally use him in Arena if you do have C-Dual Infantry 4 on him, and because he does have a preferred weapon, he can definitely run a 300 SP Slot B skill and Slot C skill to score a bit high to get the max scoring. So he can be used there and can be used as a support, but there are just so many other archers that are going to be better at that when it comes to support, and also much better offensively. But still, if you really want to use him in Arena, then this is an option. I really wish that he had a dual phase brave weapon because that would have definitely made use of his defense, and we have gotten Wyvern Yumi, which is a dual phase brave weapon that is inhittable but doesn't have the highest might. So if you really want to use Gordin in the enemy phase with something like close reversal or close foil, then Wyvern Yumi is going to be an option, and you can also run Attack Smoke 4 as a mixed phase option. And you definitely want to pair up this kind of Gordin with either Duo Thor, Na, or like Brave Lucina so that he can get the special charges support and essentially trigger Ignis on his Brave attack. So if you want to tank melee opponents, then this is going to be an option, and whenever Arcane Bow comes out, that is going to be an extremely good option for him if it ends up having an auto follow-up. So having a guaranteed follow-up attack in both phases is going to be really good for someone like him who is not very fast, so finally he would be able to run builds like these where he wants to tank melee foes. Gordin's weapon is not the worst offender honestly when it comes to a Gen 1 refine. It's decent enough, and we have gotten dual phase brave weapons on free-to-play units like Arden, Har, and Finn. So I don't really see why we couldn't really have that on Gordin. So if I had to improve his refine, I would pretty much give him the dual phase brave effect so that he can also function in the enemy phase with his defense, and then I would also let him have -5 attack and defense debuff on the foe in the combat, and also null guard. And Null Guard is going to be having really good synergy with his weapon refine. So I'm still going to be having the rain effect in his weapon, but I'm just going to be increasing that to -5. And with his refine, he's basically able to get a better heavy blade. The reason why I say it's a better heavy blade is because you don't really have to meet any kind of attack check, and you still get the true damage, and you also get the special charges on your own attacks and the enemy's attacks. So with this dual phase brave weapon, he's basically going to be able to retaliate back with Ignis similar to Arden, but of course he didn't really have access to steady breath because of being a ranged unit, so that's why giving this to him in the weapon refine is going to be pretty helpful, and then he can deal +5 true damage on foe per attack. This is indeed a reference to him getting 5 points, and this is going to be helping you also do consistent damage with your brave weapon. So let me know what you think about Materialcraft in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to leave a like and a comment, helps it tremendously. And if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks down below or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more Resplendent reviews, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as Gordin's brave effect in the enemy phase. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.